Logan Roy.
Logan Roy.
Logan Roy.
Logan Roy.
He's morally bankrupt. He's a nothing man who may well be more personally responsible for the death of this planet than any other single human being.
In a world addicted to noise, the loudest voice often gets the most attention. But attention is not power. Power belongs to the man who controls himself and the room, the man who commands with silence, not volume. Think of the figures who own every room they enter. Men like Logan Roy, men who don't explain, they don't defend, they don't fill the air with words, they let others expose their weaknesses. This is Men of Power, where we break down the mindset, discipline, and strategy of true leaders. If you're ready to build silent strength and master control, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Now, let's begin. This is the rule of silent power, the art of winning without noise.
Down these back roads I've been roaming, trying to find my own way home. Long lost in this world so wide, searching for a place to lay my pride.
Weak men think they need to speak to be seen. They think noise equals influence. But the truth is, the more a man talks, the more he gives away. Every word reveals something: an insecurity, a doubt, a plan not ready for the light. Look at Logan Roy, a man who built his empire not by shouting, but by knowing when to stay silent, when to let others show their cards. While he showed nothing, the loudest men often lack control. They try to fill silence because they fear what it means. But silence is not emptiness. Silence is space. Space where power grows. When you speak, speak to shape the room, not to fill it. When you're quiet, let that quiet make others nervous. Let it make them wonder what you're thinking. Silent power is not just about what you don't say, it's about how you make others feel your presence without noise. When Logan Roy walks into a room, no one asks who's in charge. No one waits for him to speak first, because they already know. Think of the boardroom scenes. Think of the moments where Logan simply leans back in his chair, hands folded, watching. While his children argue, while executives scramble, he waits. And in that waiting, he owns the room. It's not the volume of his voice that creates power. It's the restraint. And when Logan does speak, it cuts. Short, director, final. Like when he looks across the table and says, "I am the business." The room falls silent because in that moment, no one doubts it. That's the psychology of silent power. Let others exhaust themselves with noise. You rule with presence.
Are you gonna fucking cry? You have to be a killer. Don't fuck with me!
Silence isn't just absence of speech, it's a weapon. Logan uses silence to break men without lifting a finger. Remember when Kendall tried to outmaneuver him, pitching plans, scrambling for approval? Logan just stared, no reaction, no words. And Kendall, the son desperate for validation, crumbled under the weight of that silence. Or the moment Logan pauses before giving his verdict in negotiations. That pause is the verdict. In one episode, after a heated argument, he says quietly, "You make your move, and I'll make mine." Simple, quiet, and yet it hits harder than 1,000 loud threats. When you use silence like that, you make others speak too soon. You force them to reveal themselves, and that's when you strike.
I love you, but you are nothing. You're a moron.
You're a fucking coward. If you can't do it, fuck off. Out fucking side now.
Get the fuck out.
Straight up.
We've been schooled by a barbarian that goes by the name Logan Roy.
So how do you apply this rule in your own life? Look at Logan's moves. He doesn't fill the air with plans. He doesn't announce his next step. He lets others talk themselves into traps, while he listens, measures, waits. You can do the same. In conversations, say less. In conflict, pause longer. In decisions, act without the need for applause. Remember Logan's line at his birthday party when everyone tried to flatter him? Nothing is a line, everything is a fight. That's silent power, seeing through the noise, knowing when to smile and when to strike. You don't need to speak to win, you need to control yourself. And through that, control the room.
Fucking Christ.
Logan Roy shows us something most men will never master: how to control anger and weaponize it. Logan feels rage, but he chooses when, where, and how to release it. He doesn't explode without purpose. He waits and strikes at the perfect moment. Remember the scene when Kendall betrays him at the press conference? Logan doesn't shout. He doesn't chase his son out of the building. He simply pauses, processes, and moves. He sets the pieces in motion to crush Kendall, and does it with precision. Powerful men don't let rage control them. They control rage. They store it, shape it, and use it as fuel when the time is right. That is silent power. The world expects you to lash out, to lose control, but the man who waits, who plans, who strikes once, clean and hard, that's the man who wins. And that's the real lesson Logan Roy teaches us, one most men will never understand. Power isn't about shouting the loudest, throwing punches at every challenge, or letting emotion lead the way. Power is restraint. It's holding the line when every part of you wants to lash out. It's controlling the fire, not letting the fire control you. Logan feels the same rage that any man would in betrayal, in disrespect. But he doesn't waste it. He stores it, shapes it, turns it into a weapon. And when the moment is right, when it matters most, he makes one clean, decisive move that ends the game. No wasted energy, no second chances for his enemies. That's the kind of power the world underestimates. The power that doesn't need to be loud, doesn't need to prove itself with empty threats. Because when it strikes once, and it doesn't miss. So ask yourself, are you reacting or are you controlling? Are you swinging at shadows or waiting for the moment that counts? The man who waits, the man who plans, the man who hits once, clean and hard, that's the man who wins.
We're gonna lose the company.
It's my fucking company. I fucking win. Will. Money win. Win.